Welcome to the West Block, politics, perspectives, and players. Between question period, constituents, and committee work, members of Parliament don't have much time left to enjoy their hobbies. But every so often, when they have a chance, we will meet up with them and find out what they like to do when they're off Parliament Hill. Here's Conservative MP Michael Barrett, whose hobby off the Hill is skeet shooting. When you're walking up to the range here, getting ready to shoot, what's going through your mind?
You know, well, right now I'm kind of thinking about the weather conditions. You know, usually wind and not so much snow. Yeah, I think it's snowing.
And there's a lot of orange out here, which I've never seen before. Are those dead clay pigeons?
Those are the clay pigeons that were hunted the last time people were here. So we're going to hunt some fresh clay pigeons.
I'm looking forward to it.
Pull!
So how much time do you find you have to get out here and do this now that you're an MP?
Not an awful lot. So last year with the nomination in the summer and then into an election, I've been shooting since 2018 or 2017. Sorry. So not a ton of time, but I'm hoping after this election year that we'll have a little more time for the hobby. So then once you have it up in your shoulder and you're nice and comfortable with it, and you're prepared to take the shot, that's when you're going to take the safety off, and then you'll call that you're ready for them to pull.
Okay, pull.
Okay, put your safety back on.
Pull.
Nice.
Okay, pull.
Great.
0 for 3. Michael, given a lot of global events, everything from the shooting on the Danforth to what happened in New Zealand, Canadians are raising questions about firearms. And there's also a lot of concern from the community of people who own firearms that there could be too much overreach and things could go too far. What do you think of the state of the rules and laws and regulations around firearms right now in Canada? Are they enough?
In Canada, we have a robust system for licensing, for purchasing, for transporting. You know, everything is very carefully laid out, and background checks are completed, and firearms owners are run through police databases regularly. So there really is a robust set of rules, and a lot of the situations that arise in Canada, often come out of guns that are smuggled into Canada or sourced through organized crime, and licensed law-abiding firearms owners shouldn't be in the crosshairs of the government's proposed legislation.
And some people say it's just too easy to get a gun, especially something like a handgun. What do you say to those people?
Well, certainly not through legal channels. If you want to legally acquire a handgun, you have to take a course, you have to have a background check done, the RCMP has to approve of that, your firearm is then registered, and you need permission to do everything from take it from the store to your house, or take it from your house to a gunsmith or to the range. So it's all very, very carefully regulated and scripted.
Shall we go inside, get out of the rain, and we can talk some more?
Sounds great, let's go.
What attracted you to trap and skeet shooting?
It's a nice pairing with my favorite outdoor activity, and that's hunting. So deer hunting, duck hunting, those are great activities. And right now, neither of those are in season. And so it's a great opportunity to, hone that hand-eye coordination. It's a lot of fun. And I got interested in shooting when I was serving in the military.
Tell us a little bit about your time in the military and the perspective that brings to politics for you.
So I served as a telecommunication lineman and was posted to CFB Edmonton. There's a lot that I think that members of Parliament ought to know and need to know about the men and women who serve our country, and it's so much more than just what you see on the news and just their actions overseas, but being ready, staying ready, and of course the domestic operations like aid when there's any kind of natural disaster here in Canada.
You came to politics through a somewhat unusual route, and a tragic one in a way. Gord Brown, who was the MP for your riding, passed away suddenly and unexpectedly from a heart attack. You had been, I believe, his riding president. You ran and were selected as the Conservative candidate and replaced him in the by-election. What was it like to come into the role, both the excitement of being elected, I'd imagine, but also in those very difficult circumstances of the death of your friend?
There's a lot of sadness that goes, in losing him so suddenly, and there's a lot of expectations I think that people had, when another Conservative was elected, and what I'm doing is placed side by side against what Gord was doing. And I've been presented with a great opportunity to kind of match the stride of a seasoned parliamentarian who is doing a really great job. With that high expectation, I feel like it's given me the need and the opportunity to really to come to Parliament with my game, at a high level.
You kind of got thrown into the Justice Committee at a very intense and unusual time. SNC Lavalin lands like a bomb in the middle of the Justice Committee. There you are as a newbie MP. What has that experience been like for you?
Walking into committee and having the full of the national media there is, I'm told, not something that I need to get used to, but it's all of the different procedures and processes that a committee goes through, having witnesses appear and the like. We saw it all.
What went through your mind when you realized, I'm going to be on the front lines of this scandal?
I realized that I needed to do my homework and make sure that I brought my A game.
Going into politics obviously has an impact on your family.
Right.
You have 4 young children under the age of 5?
Yeah, 5 and under. Yeah.
5 and under. That's a lot. What has it been like to become an MP and how that affects family life and how much you're even just around and available?
So I've got, first things first, I have tremendous support from my wife, Amanda. For my kids, they know that their dad's busy and that he's working hard for them. And, and they're young. And so, the time that I do put in with them, I'm trying to make sure that it's full value. Usually that happens between 5:30 and 6:30 in the morning right now. But, it's certainly a lot.
Thank you so much for bringing us out here today. It's been very educational.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been a blast.
That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Mercedes Stephenson for the West Block.